Hey, what's new, man? It's your boy Two Tone, the superstar. Please say the superstar. You now plugged into the Hatrix, where Arizona hip hop lives. I have probably one of the greatest, if not the one of the greatest rappers in Arizona hip hop history. I'm so happy to be able to talk to this gentleman. Hatrix, give a warm welcome to Futuristic one time tonight, show. Futuristic, what's going on with you, my brother?
What's cracking, Playboy? How you living?
I'm living good. This is the first time we've ever talked in this kind of setting.
We've had very brief combo. Like we actually really have never talked for real.
Yeah, we never talk. Every time I talk to you, I'm always in your pockets. I'm trying to. I always ask you about money. What's going on out here? First and foremost, I want to lead with love. You have for Arizona, you've done a lot. You're a whole goat out here in these streets. You don't get enough flowers. You don't get enough flowers from my audience. From your audience, they love you, but from my audience, you don't get enough flowers. I just want to say that you're an amazing. I've been following your inspirational posts that you do on Twitter. My man Rich Rico, he always sends me your goddamn post. He is a super futuristic fan. Anytime you say something inspirational, he sends me it. He sent me the video about you saying you can't be comfortable. Don't be comfortable. Or what was the video where you said like don't be comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I've done so many that I couldn't tell you exactly which one he's talking about, but yeah, I mean, that's where creativity dies. Creativity dies in comfortability. Passion dies in comfortability. All sorts of things die in comfortability. If you're comfortable with where you're at, you're never gonna progress. You're never gonna grow. You're just comfortable, which a lot of people are.
That's real.
Yeah.
Let's talk at the beginning because I remember when I first saw Futuristic, when I first saw you, you had a live band.
Oh wow.
You had a live band. I don't know if it was the promoter nigga, DJ Unknown. He was taking a lot of niggas to Hawaii back then. It was you, Vita Ruler, Merkham's. Like this like 10, 12 years ago when all y'all was young as shit.
This had to be the first band I had, which was WTF. That's where WTF came from, was in 2010. So yeah, 12 years ago.
Yeah, 2010. That's when I first saw you, and I was like, God damn, who is this dude with a damn band up here killing shit? I want to know, where did you like? What was your inspiration to even start rapping or hip hop? When did you first write your first rap? When was that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from a musical family, so I was literally writing raps and performing when I was 5 years old. I thought I was the next Bow Wow Romeo. Like I was doing talent shows and performing and winning contests. Like I did all sorts of stuff at such a young age and really thought like I was going to be on before I was 10. So yeah, no, the inspiration just came. My pops is a drummer, guitar. He plays bass, drums, and DJs. And then me and my brother started rapping. Literally, my brother was like 8 and I was 5.
Dang. So when did you get into the Arizona hip hop scene? You was like, let me go ahead and put my foot into this scene.
Yeah, so I moved here when I was 14 from Illinois. Moved here when I was 15 years old from Illinois. And it was completely different. Arizona's way different than Illinois is. So obviously having to adapt to that. But in high school, like that's how I normally made my connections with sports and music. So it's like every lunchroom, I'm rapping in it. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to run my own studio. So I'm like, anybody need recorded? Like that's how I made money in high school, was recording other people. Doing things like that. Then I DJ'd high school dances while I was in high school. So I just did all this different stuff in the music lane as soon as I got here.
Okay.
Then when it came time to really like go crazy, I actually used to be in like a little group with Ebat and a couple of other people. And that's how like Ebat was like this popular ass dude that everybody fucked with.
Right.
And so it was like he was getting invited to, oh, go do this show and go do this thing, go do this thing. So then that's kind of when I started doing a little show, like little shows. And then like, I'm a type of person, once I do a show or once I do an event, I'm trying to take it over. I'm trying to run that event or like make it run better. And I think that I've always just had that. So as soon as I saw how shows were being ran, I'm like, nah, this could be better. So then I started doing my own showcases and shit like that straight out of high school.
Damn, I didn't know that you and Ebat was in a damn group together.
Yeah.
That entire class kind of right
More
now
like
it's
a clique. More like a clique, not necessarily a group, but a clique for sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that class kind of like shaped Arizona hip hop because like I said, I consider Merkham's in your class, J Rob the Chief is in your class. Who else would I consider in your class? I don't know if I would put Collins in that class. But y'all class kind of like shaped Arizona. When you met the Buff Nerds, Jacob Owens, was that like the transition to you like starting to build that outside of Arizona fan base?
First of all, when I met Jake, I hated him. I met him in high school.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we got into it over basketball shit, did not like each other at all. And then I was cool with his little brother. We was on the same team, whatever. Long story short, yeah, when Jake graduated a year before me, we ended up being cool my senior year. And it was just like he was the dude with the camera. Then I had my guy Action, who was the dude with the beats and did marketing. Like he's a professional marketer. Like that's what Action did. So like I had those two partnerships where Jake shot all my videos for free and Action did all my marketing and recorded, engineered, and produced all my shit. So those two partnerships is what it was. And both of them thought outside of Arizona. None of us ever, I don't want to say we never gave a fuck, but we were focused on everything else but Arizona, technically. Like I'm trying to get on blogs so that I can go tour. I'm trying to get on blogs so that the world can see my music, not just Arizona, you know? And I think you're well aware, like there was a lot of hate and a lot of, you know, there'll always be a lot of hate, but especially in that time, I think there was a lot of hate. So it was just like, why focus on trying to convert other rappers into fans when we can just convert other rappers' fans into our fans? So when it came to like marketing and doing stuff and working together, it was like Jake is going to shoot the dopest videos, Action's going to market it, and we're going to market it to fans, not to rappers. Yeah.
So how important is it to be able to have your own team? Because like you said, Homeboy was doing the marketing, Homeboy was doing the video, so it wasn't just Futuristic by himself. How important is it for like a new artist to be able to get like a team together?
I think now the industry is more, there's definitely more knowledge now to where like the more you can do yourself, the better. Like if you can record yourself, if you can shoot your own content and edit it, like my guy Devon is like that, where he shoots all his own content, produces all his own beats, mixes, masters. That's obviously the best way, but there's only so many hours in a day. So what was dope is while Jake's editing the music video, Action is running the ads, I'm over here reaching out to every single blog. I'm over here reaching out to every single manager to get features with other big artists. I'm doing that task. So it's like we're all doing something to benefit the growth of this entity that we have. Like, and since we had the YouTube channel, it's like, well, Jake, you're gonna eat off the YouTube channel. Actually, you're gonna eat off the music. Zach, you're gonna eat off the music and the merch and the shows and everything else. So it benefited everybody for me to win. And so that's what it was. We all wanted me to win. And then when Jake started getting popular off my videos, now it's like, okay, cool. Every artist that wants a video, I actually managed Jake for a little bit and was running his emails. And I had 3 videographers under Jake, where if you hit Jake and he was busy, well, you get Matt Johnson then. If he's too much, you get this guy. If he's too much, you get this guy. And so we were just running each other's businesses and going crazy. But yeah, having the team definitely is essential, but you just got to make sure nobody's stepping on each other's toes and everybody knows their role and plays their role. Like the cool thing about Action and Jake is like they didn't necessarily want to be superstars. They didn't want to be. Action didn't even come to the shows. Like he chilled at the crib. Same with Jake. Jake didn't come to the shows. They're at home working.
What was there a vetting process? Because you know sometimes you come up with crews, you gotta cut niggas off. Sometimes you gotta say, nigga, you over here, you just trying to fuck bitches. You're not trying to work or do nothing. Did you have to cut a couple niggas off along the way?
I've definitely cut a lot of people off, man. I've had some wild shit happen, like shit people wouldn't even believe, man. I've been sued, I've been stolen from, I've been all sorts of things. There's been all sorts of crazy things that what wasn't even on me, was on people that was in my crew that I had to take the responsibility for. So yeah, I mean, I had a team of 5 people that now none of them are here, you know. One of them is here, you know. So like only person from my original like touring squad that's still with me is my DJ, who's been with me since 2010. But other than him, like that's not there. Action's still here. Jake is still here. We work in different ways. We're not as like this anymore because we all do different shit. But yeah, like my old manager gone, my old merch guy gone, other touring videographers, I've ran through 3 of those. And yeah, you definitely gotta. I definitely vetted people in the beginning, and then as shit pops up, it's like, yo, if you can't get your head on right, you're not part of the team no more.
That's real. You sometimes niggas gotta go. You gotta kick niggas out, especially struggle ass manager. So I definitely relate to that. When did you know? Like when did you have that moment? Like from doing like the first time I seen you doing that show with the live band until you seen like, damn, fucking 200 people then showed up to hear me perform my fucking art. When did you have like that oh wow moment? Like, damn, I'm about to start making money off my fucking music.
I think what's crazy is, like I said, like I was really selling mixtapes at 5 years old. So like I've lived off music for my whole life. So
shit.
I like I would go to my dad's crib on the weekend. I went to saw my dad every other weekend. He had the studio. I'd record a whole album in a weekend. And then I would go to my school and I would walk the lunch line, and anybody who wasn't getting free lunch, cool, you're buying my album. Like that's what I did in elementary school. So there's never a point in my life where I felt like this wasn't what I was supposed to do. As far as like knowing that it was really happening, my first time I ever sold out a show was in 2009. And it was the first time I ever made over $1,000 on a show. So like that's when it was like, okay, cool. Like this is how you do it. And then after that, like I never didn't make $1,000 a show. So what people don't realize is like I was making bread off the music way before I was famous. And even when I used to throw those local showcases, like I would do 9 acts on the bill. They all had to sell 30 tickets. I would perform 2 songs and I'd make $2-3 grand every single month off that one show called Prove It. I used to do it every month and I did it for like 3-4 years. So I was making money off music a long time before I should have been technically, you know.
Wait, so you've been making $1,000 a show since 2009?
Yeah, since 2009.
God damn.
Pay your motherfucking God legends.
Damn. So ever since then, it's no less than $1,000 for Futuristic to touch a motherfucking stage.
I've done a couple shows, maybe for homies, like pop up at J-Rob's thing and do this and do that. But for a Futuristic show, I ain't never made less than $1,000 since that show in 2009, right after I graduated high school and went to my hometown and charged $10 at the door to get in.
God damn. So where does that hustle come from? Does it come from moms, pops? Where did that hustle come from where you was like, I'm just trying to go ahead and get to this fucking bag? What instilled that into you?
I think my pops is just a fucking tightwad, man. He's so strict on his bread. And so like as a kid, it was like, yo, and bro, I had so many hustles. As a kid, like I collected Pokemon cards and then sold my Pokemon card collection for mad bread, like in 6th grade. But anytime I wanted a Pokemon card, he never bought it for me. I had to work to get it. So I would help with DJ gigs. I would I would mow lawns. I took the lawnmower and I mowed everybody's yard once every 2 weeks. Mowed everybody's yard in the whole neighborhood, like 8 houses every 2 weeks. And so I did that, and it was all him. Like he just was just like, and it wasn't that he was necessarily, maybe he was trying to teach me, maybe he wasn't. But because he was such a tightwad and didn't want to buy nothing, it was like, cool, I got to work for it, you know? And so that's what I did from day one. I just worked for it. And then, you know, I think from my parents splitting and like, I had a lot of responsibility on my shoulders and things I had to pay for and things I had to do. If I wanted something, I worked for it. I got it. So yeah, from the early age, that was just it.
So you've been a natural born hustler out here in these streets. Natural born hustler.
It's a big fact. Yeah. Sure.
So none of this is I would say none of this is by mistake at all. Like this been instilled in you, like you said, since five years old.
I tell people all the time, like the reason I'm successful, like the music is good. Yes, I'm good at making music, but like it's the business. Like, I love the business more than I love the music, to be honest. Like, I enjoy making a product and then thinking about how all the ways I'm gonna flip this product way more than I enjoy being in the studio for 10 hours. For sure.
Okay.
I'm barely ever in the studio. Like, I record in bulk usually. Like, I'll record 20 songs in 1 month, and then I won't record for 6 months.
Is it because you more, like you said, you love the business, or do you have to get inspiration to be able to record? Because I like artists who just don't record to record. Like J-Rob the Chief. Like J-Rob, he's one of those niggas, like, he just not going to record to record. Some has to inspire him. Are you the same way, kind of?
Yeah, for sure. And I tell people that all the time, even on Indie Amplify. Like, I do this I got an educational platform, this marketplace called Indie Amplify, which is my main focus. But I do videos on, like, one of the videos is how to get over writer's block. And people don't realize, like, if you force yourself to sit in the studio, which a lot of people tell you to do, be in the studio every single day. You got to write at least one song a day. That's the dumbest shit ever. Because what are you going to write about if you're not going out and living life and experiencing new things? You got to go be a dog, or you got to go get a new relationship, or you got to go through some struggle, or you got to, whatever the case may be, you got to talk to an old nigga at a bar and learn his experiences, and whatever the case may be to inspire. You have to have more life to make more music.
Right. That's what's up, man. I never knew that about you. I'm glad that you have to be inspired based off your albums. Let's talk about, whose idea was it for you to do the where you dressed up as a nerd, or you just went around freestyling for people? Whose idea was that, and how big was that in the success of Futuristic?
Man, yeah, no, that's a crazy one. So Big Dawes TV, famous ass YouTuber. I think he has like 9 million subscribers. At that time, he had maybe 1 million or almost. He did this prank called eating junk food at the gym, and it got on the news. And I saw the prank and was like, wait, that's the gym I go to. So I hit him up. Boop, boop. Yo, we should do some pranks together. I have a good following in Arizona. I see you're out here. And so I did like 3 pranks with him before I did the nerd rap, where like, I did like awkwardly staring at strangers and like whatever. He would post those and link them to my songs, and my songs would go crazy. So I'm like, okay, we need to do a rap prank based off of a song that I have.
Okay.
So Dawes actually did a nerd rap before I did, but he's not a rapper. And even that video took off for him. So when he did that, I was like, we got to do my song, The Greatest. I'm rapping fast. We'll go to Compton, go crazy. And there it was. So he did a nerd rap. And then when I saw him do it, I'm like, yeah, let me do this to my actual song.
That's crazy, because that video, I believe right now, it's at 29 million views right now on YouTube, about 29 million. And my son, he's 10 years old, and he's just started getting into hip hop. And then he says, Dad, check out this video of this guy. And I was like, what is it? And it's your goddamn video of you rapping. So kids right now that are growing up, they're still finding that video. Like,
it still resurfaces every now and then, and it'll go viral on like a meme page or something else. So yeah, it's wild. It's one of those things, like, it was influencer marketing before influencer marketing was really a huge thing. You know, like, everybody is working with the big YouTubers and the big people now, but like, nobody was really doing that besides me and a couple other people back in 2014.
That's crazy. So a burning question, me and my best friend Nico G, we always had this debate. Like, we always debate Arizona hip hop. He wants to know, were you ever signed to a record label? He said you were signed. I was like, this nigga been independent. He was like, nah, bro, Futuristic been signed. Decrease the myth right now. Were you ever signed to a record label?
Never, ever, ever have been signed. I've received offers from every single major record label, and I got offers before The Greatest and way more after The Greatest. And nah, man, I was actually really close to signing. Like, okay, so it was funny is you always kind of talk about, like, is anybody really living off their music in Arizona? And like, the craziest shit is, like, nigga, when I dropped The Greatest, the first month that shit came out, I made 60 bands.
Oh shit! Hold on.
And that's just off the song. So then after that song went crazy, I'm like, cool, I got to keep going crazy. So we're talking about no shows, no merch, no nothing First month check off the greatest was 60 bands. Then it kept going. And it's like, cool, next month, that song is still popping. I got 45 bands. Next month, it's this. Next month, it's that. When I dropped the album Coast to Coast, that shit did $145,000 in a week. In a week.
What the album of you and Devon Terrell, correct?
Yes. 145 bands in the first fucking week that it came out. So labels are bringing me into these meetings, right? And I'm just like, okay, so I sold 12,000 copies of my album, and in the first week, Race Rimmer sold 14,000 copies of their album. Race Rimmer got everybody and their mama on the album, and I know y'all spent $2 million, $3 million to market this shit, and they only sold 2,000 more copies than me. Eat a dick, no way, no way.
So there was never an urge for you to say, I want the machine behind me. So
no, there was. So that was like the first installment, right? And then they hit me and was like, okay, let's kind of do it your way. So I was really close with Universal Republic. I already had the idea for my album As Seen on the Internet before I did Coast to Coast. So Coast to Coast really just happened because Devon popped off going viral right after me. We were managed by the same person. We had already been touring and rocking. So I'm like, cool, let's do this shit together. Now's the time. So we made Coast to Coast in like a month, dropped it on Christmas. Both those albums came out the same year. So both those came out in 2015. And I already had As Seen on the Internet idea. So I'm taking meetings with labels and I'm like, I'm chilling with Logan Paul every day. I'm chilling with Jake Paul. I'm chilling with King Batch. I'm chilling with all the biggest YouTubers. So I'm telling the label, like, I'm doing this album. This is my next album. This is how I'm going to do it. Then in the meantime, I got hit up to do that song, A Great Big World, with The Great Big World, that got me on Jimmy Fallon, Good Morning America, all that.
Right.
These niggas was signed to Epic with L.A. Reid. I met with them as well. And then, like, these dudes are like 20 times platinum. That song, Say Something with Christina Aguilera, is one of the biggest songs in the world. And these dudes lived in apartments. And so I'm just like,
so these niggas had a leasing fee.
So all of that shit was happening at the same time, and they were really controlled by their label and was asking me for advice and tips and tricks and help and like, how can we do this and how can we do that? Not to mention, they paid me to be on the song. They flew me out to New York 2 times. They scrapped the video. We shot a $60,000 music video that they completely scrapped. Flew me out again and then spent 30 grand on a video, paid me for every TV appearance. So on me alone, there had to have been, let's just say $150,000 spent. Their album dropped and sold 5,000 copies. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, this label shit is real fucking weird and real funny. I was dealing with and working with a lot of people that were signed to labels at the time that didn't have the freedom to do what they wanted. So yes, I did want the machine. I wanted to sign with Universal Republic. And if I wouldn't have done that trip with The Great Big World, like that 3 months of doing all those TV shows and seeing how their stuff operated, I probably would have signed. But seeing that and then seeing like the way they was living and the way I was, and don't get it twisted, like these dudes, they're 20 times platinum. They have bread. They have a Grammy. They have all sorts of shit, you know? But just the way that they were being treated by the label, I'm like, yeah, if this was me, I'd be sick.
So you as like a natural born hustler since 5 years old, you saw that label situation and you was like, I want to keep my motherfucking money. Business wise, it didn't make sense for you.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, a good deal at that time was you seeing 12% of your money. I see 95% of my money. So why would I ever give that up in hopes that you're going to get me on a song with somebody and whatever. And then too, like, I lived in LA and I saw how all the famous people had to move. And like, I never wanted to be super famous. Like, as cool as it would be to be Drake, like that shit would also be super whack. Like, you can't just go to the grocery store. You can't just go bowling. You can't just go to the mall. You can't just pop out at an event or go hoop at LA Fitness because you want to. Like, it's not me. It's just not me. So at the end of the day, like the two things that come out of that is superstardom. Yes, way more money if you reach that level, but then what type of life are you really living?
That's true. And like people from my audience and a lot of people, they hate on you. They say a lot of reckless shit, like he's an industry plant.
Yeah, that's crazy.
His parents had all kind of money that funded his career?
Damn, I posted a picture of the house that I lived in when I was a kid. You know how much the house I lived in was? I went back a couple months ago. You can buy the house for $24,000. It's not even a car. It's not even a car.
But I remember when you first, it was you were happy as fuck when this happened, when you purchased a motherfucking van to go on motherfucking tour. I don't know if it was the Bobby Fresh van. It was some kind of van.
I still got it. Yeah, I still got it. I just used it to go to Colorado. I all the openers drove in the van. I rent that van out to every opener that's ever toured for me.
So when you first got your money, like most niggas will go buy a chain, they'll go buy maybe go buy some yams, they'll go to Vegas, get all kind of different exotic models and stuff like that. You chose to say, let me go ahead and invest and get this motherfucking van. Like, is that just because you just been a hustler? You was like, fuck these diamonds, fuck all this shit. Like, let me get this fucking van.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I'm just a logical person. So that made the most logical sense. Like, why would I not buy a tour van when I'm having to rent a van or rent a car every time I go on tour? Why would I not do that? And then, oh shit, I'm renting vans from people. So clearly I can rent my van to people. So it was just like, bought it. I only used it for me to headline a tour one time right after I bought it. And since then, I've rented it out to every single opener, and then I get a tour bus, and then the openers use the van. But like, it's came in handy for so much shit, moving, going on trips, pulling up to the club, like whatever the case may be. 15 of us are getting in that van and making it happen, you know? So yeah, it's still in the driveway right now.
How did you get to the point where you were headlining tours out of state? Like, were you checking your analytic numbers? Like, how did you get to that point where you was like, I can leave Arizona and literally sell out another fucking state? Because not many people in Arizona hip hop wise can relate to that.
Right. It's just a progression. Like, I opened up a ton of shows. Like, anytime, any artist that I wanted to fuck with, I found out a way to fuck with them. Like, all my favorite artists, when I discovered what independent music was, I've done shows, friends with all of them. So it was like, when I saw Hobson and MGK were the first two independent artists that I saw and was like, this is kind of similar to what I do. Let me figure out how to do this, right? So if I wanted to work with Hobson, who all is on that list of Funk Volume that's Hobson's label? Okay, cool. I can't get to Hop right now, so I'm gonna work with one of the artists on his label. Okay, when I worked with them and bodied that track, of course Hobson's gonna see it. So then I just kept building with his team. So then they started taking me on tour. Then when I saw going on tour how much residuals came from that, I wasn't getting paid, but I was selling merch and making people fans. And then I made those people follow me. So basically all that I did was I'd hit up an artist that was going on tour. I'd be like, yo, would love to open for you. I'll market the shit out of it. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll give you a feature for free, or I'll do this, whatever I could do. I'll drive. I'll sell your merch. I don't give a fuck. Put me on the run. I'd get on the run. I'd do a tour with them. And then I would immediately go back and do my own show at the same spot. So you gain, if Hobson has 500 people at a show, I'm going to convert 100 of them. Then the promoter of that show, I'm going to meet him. Then I'm going to tell that promoter, I'm going to come back. I'm going to headline, or I'll pay whoever you want to headline, and I'll open again and do that. And so then I would just basically do runs with people. So I just toured the Northwest over and over again with Mike Stud, then with Hobson, then with Tech, then with Dizzy, then with MGK, then with Yellow Wolf. And now I stole 100 fans from each of their shows. And now I have 500 fans at my show.
Damn, that is amazing in these fucking shirts. So when like explain the tour life did because I used to host clubs back in the day, like actually be inside the nightclub before I had my child, and then it was just a dark life for me at this level, at just going to Arizona clubs, living off hosting, drinking every night, smoking every night, different color yams. It was just too much. Like, did the tour life ever consume you? Did you ever say like, look, this shit getting too crazy, let me go and relax?
Yeah, yes and no. Like I actually hated touring at first. I'm a homebody. So like at first I hated touring. I didn't like it. Like it's, you know, I like to get my hoop session in the morning. I like to have my routine. I like to eat healthy. I like to do all this shit. So when you're on the road, what niggas don't understand, let me get some water real quick.
And they get thirsty.
Hey, your motherfucking legend. The Cash App is open.
What people don't understand is you're in a little ass car or you're in a van with all your homies. You're sleeping on the floor. Like I used to sleep in my fans' houses because I didn't have money for a hotel. So like I'd get on stage, do my set, and be like, "Who got the coolest crib? We coming back staying with y'all." So it's just not a healthy lifestyle in the beginning.
Okay.
And then when it got to the point where like we were comfortable and we had shit or whatever, like, yeah, I mean, alcohol became a real problem because I'm not a super social person anyways, necessarily.
Right.
And so I would drink, I'd get drunk 3-4 times a day because I'm pulling up for a radio interview in the morning, just like this, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever. Radio interview, boom. I'm drinking at the radio interview. I'm drunk. So then I go from that to sound check, then from sound check to a meet and greet where I got to meet anywhere from 50 to 100 fans. I get drunk for that. Then I do a show that night. I get drunk for that, sweat it all out on stage, then go to an after party and get drunk again for that. So like I'm really getting drunk 4 times in a day for 55 shows in 60 days.
Oh my.
So like imagine, yeah, your body, how it feels after doing that. Or like you get sick, you get the flu, doesn't matter. I performed with 102-degree fever multiple times. I've thrown up on stage. I've had COVID and did a fucking show. Like I've done all sorts of things. So yeah, as far as the unhealthiness, like, and then too, like I was touring like 200 days out the year. So the stress that provides on like, if say I did have a girl or my family or whatever else, like there is no family, there is no friends. Your family is your tour squad. That's it. Other than that, it's like, I don't have time to speak on the phone. I don't have time to worry about like, if a girl is insecure about something that I'm dating, like I don't have time to console you and like make you feel better. Like I have 5 events in one day. So
is that the sacrifice for success?
For sure. And everybody has different ways. Now, does that have to be your life? No. Artists go on tour and don't drink a lick. Artists go on tour and bring their girls with them. Artists do all sorts of things. For me at that time, there's no way. There's no way that was me. I was too focused on the goal. So yeah, any girl that I had to understand. And I was a dog, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was a dog. So like I'm doing different stuff every night, wilding out on tour, you know? And so, yeah, that's not healthy. It's not healthy in any way, shape or form, but also I was young, dumb, and ready to get it. So
what would you tell an artist that's like, because I believe a lot of artists, especially Arizona hip hop artists, a lot of them are not ready for the life that you have lived. The going on fucking tours, not eating all the time, Jack in the Box. Like you said, you got a girl calling you from other state, shit like that. Do you tell them like, is everybody built for this type of life? Is it all glitz and glamour?
Hell no. A lot of people aren't built for it. And I mean, not to be insensitive, but I think that's why you see people overdose. That's why you see people so miserable. That's why you see people so unfulfilled. And I think, like, to touch back on earlier, like not wanting to be a superstar, like that's the reason why I didn't want to be a superstar. Like it just, there's so much more that goes into it. Like, you know how much money I've loaned to people in my life? Like, you know how many how many favors I've done for people? You know how many people hit me up, people I don't even know that hate me and don't even know me. Like you see it. Like you said, there's people that comment on here and say wild shit. Like the amount of hate, the amount of love, the amount of money, like having $500,000 at 24 years old and having your family asking you for money or your friends asking you for money or just wanting, of course, I want to help everybody out. And then that's a slippery slope. Once you start to do it, everybody expects it. So like, that's only one issue that comes with it. Being gone, being on the road is another issue. Being healthy is another issue. Like falling victim to addiction is another issue. Your mental health is an issue. Fuck around. do something on the road and people make stuff up, you get caught up in a lie is an issue. Like everybody coming at you or people hating you, and the amount of death threats I've got from people that I don't even know is insane. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, none of this, I don't know if anybody was meant to be famous. Like, are you meant to have people hate you for no reason? Are you meant to get different treatment? And then like, now I'm on the other side of it where like going back to a quote unquote regular life is hard. Like how do you go and like be present for little moments when like you've touched every country and you've performed in front of 50,000 people and you've done all these different things? Like, how do you go home and mow the grass after that? Like that can mess with your mental.
Nigga said I'm not mowing the grass.
You know what I'm saying? But those are all the things that like people don't realize, like when these NBA players retire and stuff, like how you go from that to this, and it's a lot. It's all of it is a lot. So you really got to know yourself. You got to self-reflect and you got to know your goals. My advice would be know what you want out of it before you get into it.
That's some good advice right there. So how come you never, like you said, there's a lot of hate, street rappers, the hood niggas out here, they felt there's been a disconnect between you and the streets out here, the streets of Arizona and you. They felt there's some sort of disconnect, but you have. Well, first, I want to ask you, how do you feel about that? How they kind of question, not kind of question your blackness and kind of question your street cred to feel like, well, he don't fuck with us. How do you respond to that?
I mean, at the end of the day, you can question my blackness. Like I'm half white, I'm half black. Like the crazy shit people don't know, like the white side of my family, like I dealt with racist issues from the white side of my family. I lived in a predominantly white place for like the first 12 years of my life. And then I moved to the most grimy fucking place, top 10 worst cities in the United States for the next 2 years. And my whole shit was tested and it was a whole new environment for me. Like I had never even heard nobody say the word nigga like regular, like as like, what's up, my nigga? Like never heard nobody say that.
Oh, they was letting the ER fly? They was letting the ER fly?
I was beating this is how crazy the dynamic is if we want to talk about race for me. I was explained from my 97-year-old grandmother what the N-word meant. So I had a chip on my shoulder basically being like, I'm not that. So anytime somebody called me that, I got suspended and expelled for beating kids up for saying that word to me, white kids. Then I moved to the whole other opposite side and, oh, what's up, nigga? Right away. And I didn't even know what to do with it. Flash forward to now, like I said, I'm kind of introverted. So like, I'm not in the streets. Like, why would I talk about being in the streets if I'm not? Why would I go to places that I'm not comfortable being? Why would I go to places where I don't know nobody there and put myself in a weird position? Now, I've got to meet a lot of street cats that do have respect for me and I have respect for them. I don't dislike anybody. And like, I'm a part of Guest List Clothing Store. It's goons that come in that bitch every day.
Oh, yes. The Dope Boys is definitely in Guest List getting those colorful pants in there. Definitely.
That's a fact. So I'm around a lot of folks and I'm cool with a lot of folks that really live that life. And I have been cool with a lot of folks that really live that life for the longest time. As far as my music and what I listen to, I don't listen to no hood shit. I just don't. I don't relate to it, so I don't listen to it. I never have. I grew up on Ludacris, Busta Rhymes, Eminem, Will Smith, Nelly, then Kanye, then Chance, then Childish Gambino. That is my palette of influence. So, so the hood disconnect, yes, there is a disconnect, but you don't have to like my music and we don't have to hang out. But I've never talked shit about a hood rapper. I've never talked shit about the hood. I've just basically said, I don't be over there. Right. How can you be mad at a nigga because he don't be
there? That's true. I've always said that I grew up in Maryville, USA, which is the hood. But I'm the first to tell a nigga I'm not a street nigga. I just know street niggas like that. How come you've never let that bother you at all? You've never wavered. You never went on a big ass Facebook rant. And all these niggas like just be talking shit about you, lying about you. How come you've never wavered and never like snapped and dealt shit like that?
If somebody hates you, they're gonna hate you regardless. Ain't nothing you could say or do. Only thing you could do is lead by example. So that was always what it was. It's like, why would I waste my day arguing with people on Facebook that are gonna find one reason to hate me or another? Clearly they already do, and they don't even know me. So all I've ever been taught and all I've ever wanted to do was just like, actions speak louder than words. So no matter what I say to you in this Facebook thread, it doesn't matter. But when you see me like do an event and like put people on or help people, or you just see the type of human being that I am as time goes on, which I think more people have experienced now than then. If you still hate me, that's on you. Like, you weird. At the end of the day, you fucking weird. So it just don't make no sense to me. If you want to be a weirdo and be upset about some shit that doesn't even involve you, that's weird. That's super weird. And there ain't nothing that I could do to say to you to defend that. Like, getting in an argument don't matter.
So, I 100% agree. I'm happy that you've never wavered. You stood on shit that you said. You just continue to make money, continue to put out content. I want to know, when did you transition into, because I remember you had bought a house, I don't know if it was in Mesa, but you had bought a fucking compound. I don't know how many houses you own right now. So just for people in the Prosper Fog, salute to Prosper Fog right now. Right now, you don't have a regular job. You live off your motherfucking art. I just want this to be confirmed, because I've been on Facebook for 8 years saying this nigga live off his fucking art, and niggas coming in hating. Let's keep it real with these niggas.
The crazy thing, I mean, I've lived off my music. I quit my job. Actually, this month is a decade of living off music solely, not having a job. I dropped my first album, Dream Big, in 2012. Boom. I've been completely off the music since 2012, for sure. And even before that, the jobs that I had, like I said, was DJing at Jump Street, DJing high school dances, fucking DJing car auctions, whatever. I've lived off music since I was 5 years old. As far as the money shit goes, like, let me break this shit down.
Let's break it down.
Niggas don't understand. First of all, you could look at any one of my songs, and not just me. Like, there's a lot of cats living off music. If you break down somebody's streams on Spotify alone, you got to think it's 0.004 streams per song. Okay. If I have a song with fucking 55 million streams times 0.004, that's $220,000 off one platform. That's one song. Then you're talking about that song exists on 100 platforms. So what are we talking about? Then we're talking about a show. Imagine if you're doing a tour of 55 shows in 60 days, and every show you're getting paid $3,000 minimum. Mm-hmm. So what the fuck is 3,000 times 55 shows? So in 2 months, that's 165 bands. Then you're talking about, let's just say you sold $1,000 worth of merch. That's another 55 bands. Let's say you knocked out features on the road. Let's say you fucking did appearances at clubs and got paid the same amount after. You could walk home from a tour and make, as an independent artist, make $300,000. And it don't even cost, you don't even have to have a huge show to make $3,000. Anyways, if 200 people show up to your show and you charging $20 a wop, that's 4 bands. The fuck are we talking about?
You talking that money right now, nigga.
And that's only one stream of it. That's 2 things. Now let's say you get your song on a commercial. Like, dude, I've been paid 50 bands for a company to use one song for a fucking Instagram post. Then we talking about you get on TV, you get publishing, your song gets on the radio. Not to mention the countless, I made $150,000 off of features last year through my company, Amplify. Like,
we don't talk about that.
But I'm saying this not even just to look at me, but every independent artist that's doing something. You are a business that has 8, 9, 10, 11 ways to prosper. You have 10 different ways you could prosper, from features, shows, merch, appearances, publishing, mechanicals. Anything that you do, you can make money on it. So there's a lot of people that live off the music. And I think people always say, like, oh, you don't get paid for streams. What are you talking about? What are you saying? So yeah, bro, there's a lot of people living off their music, and I've been living off my music since 2012. And luckily, I actually grew up in a time where niggas bought albums. Like, niggas really bought the album on iTunes. Now, You used to have to sell. I sold 12,000 copies and went number 2. Then on my last joint, iTunes, I sold 300 copies and went number 1. So that just tells you the disconnect of how much niggas used to buy albums compared to how they buy them now.
Facts.
I grew up in a time where cats was really spending $12.99 on an album.
Damn, so you was in the album age, now you're in the streaming age, and you making money. You was making money 10 plus years, 11 plus years. You've been making money. That is the dream that I could say most artists want to obtain. When did you
being able to live off your music is always the goal. And then now I've invested, like you said, I got 5 houses. I got 3.
Hold on. You said you have 5 cribs right now.
Got a 5-piece. Come on, I got a starting 5. What we talking
nigga
about?
Said 5-piece, nigga. Hold on, we talking cold cash today on that Hatrix. Talk your shit, Futuristic. Let these niggas know. Let these niggas know. 5 cribs. Most of you niggas barely got that 3-month apartment paying $8,000 a month, nigga.
And at the end of the day, I say all this to say, like, I was never a huge artist. I had a viral moment. I had a good 5 years of just like really laying the foundation. And like I said, if you have 200 people that'll show up to your show in any city, you could turn around and make $500,000 in a year off music, period.
How can an Arizona nigga get 200 people to show up to the show? Because most of these niggas can barely get their call center to come out to a show. How can they get 200 people?
The problem that people don't realize is everybody does the same shit. They make something and they post it. Every time I made any song, I thought about who would enjoy this song, who should hear this song, and then I found the platform that made the most sense for them. So if I was making a fast rap, the goal would be to find out who really rocks with Tech 9 and get on whatever platform that is. Like, I never really had to buy any features. Only feature I bought was the Dizzy Wright feature in the beginning, and that was $500. But that feature led me to making $500,000 off of the song I Guess I'll Smoke, plus all the weed endorsements and everything else. So, like, if you have a song about weed,
right,
you should be looking up, you should have spreadsheets of every weed Instagram page, every weed Facebook page, every weed YouTube page, every weed rapper. So I'm gonna get the weed rapper on the song. Like, think about, I Guess I'll Smoke. I got Dizzy Wright and Lazy Bone on the song.
Right.
Then I hit up Be Real from his interview, his Smokebox. So then we got on Smokebox. Then I hit up every weed blog that there was with the song saying, hey, this song's going to come out. Here's who I have on it. This is what it's going to be. Boom. Then I get posted by 100 weed blogs. Then I go to Instagram and I hit up every Instagram weed page. Same with Facebook. Now I get posted on all those. That's the work and the prep that you have to put in to making a song succeed, is knowing who your audience is and then putting the fucking song in front of that audience. If not, and you're just posting on your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, you're posting to the same people that see your shit over and over again. So how are you going to grow? So anytime I made a song, I thought about what was the platform that it needed to be on to succeed. And if you got to spend money, don't spend money on a music video, or don't spend money on this or that. Like, how can you get it heard by new people, new platforms, new places that are going to get your song to the right people? And that's what I did every time I made a song that I felt like was something that could be big. I didn't put it out until I knew I had a situation.
That's fire. God damn, that's some real game for your niggas in the Prosper Fall. Please hit the Cash App.
Cash App is open.
He's dropping gems today. Please hit the Cash App. A lot of you niggas is getting a lot of game right now. So you got 5 houses. When did you buy Guest List? When did you say, I'm going to get a property inside of Arizona Mills Mall next to that delicious Church's Chicken? Is it by the Church's Chicken in there?
Nah. So Guest List isn't me. That's my partner Ryan. And how that happened was Ryan and me started a clothing line called Sheesh World back when everything popped off. And we actually got Sheesh World into like 150 Zoomies locations, all these different spots. And then he had other partners with Guest List. I had known about Guest List since it was called Swag in 2010. Me and Ryan became really cool from doing the clothing line. And when his partners dipped out, that's kind of when I came in and was like, well, let's rock, So that's Ryan. Ryan is Guest List. I just support what Ryan does. I've invested money with him. we do our shit. And it's like anytime I bring an artist to town, cool, boom, you go to guest list. Anytime Ryan has an artist that fits for me or is out here doing this that he knows, boom, we do that. So me and Ryan just do business together, but guest list is Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. Ryan is guest list.
Okay, salute Ryan over there at guest list. I saw Ryan at the AZT Awards. He wanted me to go on stage and slander him. He kept saying, "Please go on stage and slander me." Said, "I'm not going to plug you into the Hatrix, my brother." What other business do you own, or should we know about? What else you got out here outside of Indie Amplify?
Yeah, so Indie Amplify being the biggest one. I just do a lot of things. Obviously, real estate, and then I also manage artists now. I have a management firm called Support the Homies. So I just recently started managing Oswin Benjamin, Chris Rivers, Michael Minnelli, Anakin, and this female singer Elisa Gutierrez, and a producer. So that Indie Amplify, and I also help people sell their catalogs as well, their music catalogs.
Now, for the people who don't know, Chris Rivers, that is Big. Is that Big Pun's son?
Yeah, Big Pun's son.
Hey.
Yeah.
So you manage Big Pun's son. That is fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, and he's fired. They're all crazy. They're all much better rappers than I've ever been. So being able to manage them is dope because now I can just use my business side and help them get to the next level where they deserve to be.
Michael Minnelli's fucking crazy. Y'all did the 21 questions. Shit again. I was like, I did not expect this dude to be singing now. I was like, God damn, he just came out of nowhere with the vocals. How do you decide to manage an artist? What goes into that?
So these are cats that I've known now for a couple years, and I've seen the work ethic, I've seen the demeanor, the personality. We work well together. Like, I'm not out here trying to manage more artists right now. Like, that's pretty much that's my team. If somebody completely blew me away and already had some shit going, like, then maybe. But it was just like they were already around me all the time. They're working out the studio, they're here, and they're always asking me questions, and they just weren't doing the right shit. So I'm like, yo, if we really gonna get you there, like, it needs to look like this. So that's really, really how that whole thing formed, was just having people at the crib every day that I genuinely love, care about, and that are, like I said, more talented. They all better than me. So I'm just like, cool, let's make it happen. Let's run it. So yeah, man, I've been managing all of them for like 4 months now.
That's what's up. And I seen on New Year's Eve you had a show. Samar Sin, Della Preem was on the show, a couple other acts. You had another event at the Golden Margarita with some other. How do you decide to do the support the homie shows? How do you decide to pick those artists for those type shows?
I've always just kept my ear to like what's going on as much as I can, you know. So like just seeing people do dope shit. Like if I have an opportunity that comes up, like, to be real, bro, like the reason why I have so many people on bills is like it's not. I feel like it's not about me no more. Like it's really not. Like it's not about me no more, and it hasn't been for the last couple of years. And like I said, I did what I was supposed to do, and I'm not sitting here being like, oh, I'm retired. I'm always gonna make music because I love it. But like everything else that I do, to me, is way more important than that. So by putting people on bills and doing stuff like that, it's just like, yo, I rock with y'all. I got offered some bread to do this thing. If y'all want to come rock, come do it. You know, like it's not about me. So yeah.
So the way that I hear you talking, like you just said, you're not retired, but it kind of feels like you are you leaving the game? Are you trying to transcend away from hip hop? I mean, you play basketball. You play basketball. Niggas that hoop, they just hoop. They wake up. They always like KD. He's always going to play basketball regardless. Some niggas is always going to rap regardless. But as far as being in the game, like, are you transitioning away from that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people could tell. Like I kind of have been for like 3 years. Like I've just been slowly but surely working it on other businesses, doing other stuff, and supporting the homies way more than doing my own stuff. And with having a kid and having a wife and this life, like, dude, I'm not going on. Like, if I blew up again right now, realistically, like, I don't want to go on tour for 200 days. I don't want to go on, like, I don't want to do that shit. But for the people that have never lived it, like, I would love to see y'all go do it, you know? So it's not in that competitive spirit of like, there was a time where I really wanted to be the best rapper. And then it's like it really doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter on who's the best rapper, who's not, because at the end of the day, if you're talking about revenue or popularity or anything else, like the best rapper or even the best basketball player, sometimes there was niggas that went to my school that was way better at hooping than everybody on the team, but they wasn't on the team. It doesn't matter, you know? So at the end of the day, like I'm working on my businesses. I'm helping other people get to see what I've already seen, and hopefully be bigger than I ever was. And so, yeah, for me, there's no part of me that's walking around like, nah, I gotta make another hit. Nah, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Now, within that, if I make a song that I feel like deserves a viral moment or deserves this or deserves that, and it's a great song, then cool, I'm gonna put my best foot forward. But with everything else that I do, I'd say music is like my 5th priority on the list of things that I enjoy.
So you're basically at peace with your musical career right now. Like you're like where Kobe Bryant, I believe Michael Jordan was never at peace at leaving the game of basketball.
Right.
I still think Michael Jordan thinks he can go out there right now and drop 20 right now.
Right.
Kobe, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Kobe, I believe he was at peace once he found out that his daughter enjoyed the game of basketball. So he put all his will into coaching her. So when you had a child, you had a boy or a girl?
Boy.
You had a little boy.
Yeah.
So you having a child, was that the transition? Like you're at peace with it now?
Nah, man. I think since I've been doing this for so long, I'd say when I really realized that like I was kind of over it was actually right at the peak of it. When I finally broke through and got everything that I ever wanted, and I was able to do all the things I wanted to do, like I realized I've never taken a vacation. I've never traveled for fun. I've never been present. I've never even been present in a moment. Like I never was present in a moment until 2017. So after everything popped off and I was like, yo, there's the reason to actually do all this was to live a dope life. So when I realized like, oh, I could go on vacation and just like be here and enjoy it, that was when I found the peace. It was like, cool, I got money coming in. I'm doing dope shit. I'm going to set myself up for a life after music and make money on other shit as well. Own land, set up businesses, and just enjoy my life. Because that is the point. I think people forget that. Why did you want to be famous? Why did you want to make the money? So you could live your life, right? So now I'm actually living my life. So I think that's the difference and why I feel at peace and why I can say, yeah, bro, I don't need to go out. And like, I love seeing Merkham's do what he's doing. That feels like that's how I used to feel. And he's way harder, like goes way crazier than I ever did on an interview. Like I love that. And it's dope to see that. Even back then, if you asked me to rap on the spot, I'm not rapping on the spot, bro. Like Merkham's is just, I'll kill you right now. Like
right now, you'll get these bars right now.
Yeah. And I love that. And that's just not me. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, bro, I'm super, my career is not done by any means, but at the end of the day, like, yo, I did what I was supposed to do.
So how do you feel before I talk about Indie Amplify? I'm gonna get your thoughts on certain artists. Being that I remember Merkham's, you had the band and like Merkham's like opened up for you on that show way back then. Yeah. How do you feel to see his progression now? Like how do you feel about his progression now?
It's crazy to see everybody's realistically. Like it's like J-Rob, Merkham's, and the new cats that are coming up. Everybody, it's cool to see. Like I would have quit, to be real. Like if I was Merkham's, I probably wouldn't still be doing this shit. Like to be real. Like I told myself, if I'm not a millionaire by the time I'm 25, I'm off it. I'm doing something else. And so to see cats really like grind it out for 10 years and now be getting shine is super, super fire to me. And still have that passion and that drive is amazing.
That's what's up, man. And so for the new artists that are coming up, you have created a mega website, which is absolutely incredible. Please tell the Prosper Fog, how did the idea of this website come about, and how did it start, and what's cracking with it right now?
Yeah, so Indie Amplify is my main focus right now. Launched it like a year and a half ago, and it's a marketplace for independent musicians, for all musicians, really. Like, So, and not just that. So you can go on Indie Amplify, you can book a feature from all sorts of artists. You could book a feature, you could book a YouTube reaction, you can book a music review, you can book content creators to make TikToks to your song, you can book a videographer, a graphic designer, all this different type of shit. Not only that, you have educational resources. So every contract I've ever been offered that cost me thousands of dollars is on that site, and you can get a contract bundle for $100 that has 20 contracts, record label deals, management deals, all sorts of deals. Then yeah, we provide opportunities for artists too to get on bigger songs, to get big features, to get all this stuff. So yeah, if you scroll down a little bit, like where else could you get a feature from Justina Valentine from Wild 'N Out, or Andy Mineo to listen to your song that he has that song, I'm Coming In Hot? Like, where can you get this? Where can you get Adam Ivy, who's a marketing guru, to give you a consulting session, or Crypt to react to your music, who has 2 million subscribers? Like, that's what this site is for. It's all those platforms I was telling you about that you need to succeed. Now this is the one-stop shop where you can go do anything on here.
This is incredible. You can get beats from this website,
beats, videographers, audio engineering. And then what's cool is on the reverse side, you can make money off of it. Like, you can now sign up and sell your services and sell your features in an easy way. And you can't get scammed because we act as a holding company. So somebody pays us, you do the feature, then they pay you.
That's what's up. And Merkham's is actually on here. Merkham's is actually on here.
Yep, Merkham's is on there.
Oh, $1,000. Get you a Merkham's feature for $1,000 up in these streets.
So then what's cool too, like if you see that right there, that takes away all the bullshit. How you can click, it's like buying a t-shirt. You want him to post it on his IG story, boom, you click that. You want him to be a main artist on Spotify, boom. You want him to be in the music video, boom. You click those things, you check out. It's like copping a large tea.
Copping that nasty pro club.
Yes, sir.
So consulting like this, this is probably my favorite part of this website. Being able to pick, being able to go ahead and pick brain, like to pick your brain. What comes with the consulting? What comes with the consulting? Like if they say they want to book Futuristic, I just want to sit down and talk to you for a couple hours.
Yeah, so I do 1 hour sessions, and it's $250, which is mad cheap. I probably am gonna raise my price pretty soon, but it's literally like I tell the artist, like, have your questions planned out, give me a couple pieces of content so I can see what you do. Give me all your socials, which you have to just fill those in as you're booking it. So you fill all those things in, and then boom, it comes up. We do a Zoom session, and then after the Zoom session is over, I recap it in an email. I also send you my book, The Declaration of Independence, and boom, you get.
So you're an author.
You know, it's a little guide manual.
This nigga selling books, consulting. Damn, you just run into the bag. And you said if you weren't a millionaire, I just want to go ahead and dispel some myths right now. You said if you weren't a millionaire by 25, you'd say you quit, right?
That's literally what I told my mom.
Right now,
25, I'm out.
Right now, are you a millionaire?
Been a millionaire, big.
Oh, talk that shit.
Come on. What we talking about?
Nigga, this nigga Futuristic in his motherfucking bag. And I say that respectfully. Indie Amplify. If you were a new artist, let's say you a brand new artist out here, you're a young kid, where would you tell that artist to start, first of all, outside of making good music? Like where would you tell that artist to start?
Learn. I would tell you to follow the YouTube page. I tell you to follow the YouTube page on Indie Amplify, because I do instructional videos every week, and I would tell you to get the all-in-one bundle, which has all those contracts, checklists. It's got 20 contracts, like 10 checklists, my book, a Spotify guide, and a YouTube guide for $100. I would tell you to get that. Like, I'm not even talking to you if you don't do that. Like, if you're not willing to do that, I'm not talking to you. At the end of the day, if you can't invest that in your career and learn that, then it doesn't make sense for me to work with you, because that's the type of mentality that you have to have. You have to learn everything you possibly can about the business to be successful in the business. And it's so weird. Like, music is the only space where niggas think about any other job that you're going to have in your life. You got to go to college for 3-4 years, or you got to learn it on YouTube, or you got to get experience in it, and you got to do all this shit before somebody hires you. Music ain't no different. You got to learn the fucking business so that you can go be successful in the business. Because even if you blow up right now and you don't know the business, you're going to get screwed over. You're going to get, or you're going to blow up too quick and not know what to do with it. It happened to me. I got audited my first year on taxes. Damn, nigga, you made $0 last year and you made $250,000 this year. We need that. Like, they went back and audited me for 3 years before. So that type of shit is going to happen to you if you don't know the business, right? So I would tell artists to, yes, obviously the creativity and all of that, but we're in the music business. And if you don't learn the business now or later, it's going to catch up to you. And the more you know, the less you can get screwed over, and the more calculated you can move to prosper.
Amazing advice, free game right there for y'all that's in the Prosper Fog listening to Futuristic. The Hatrix, I definitely want to go ahead and be on Indie Amplify. We definitely got to talk about that, how I can get the Hatrix on there. Where do you feel, as far as Arizona hip hop goes, where do you feel your legacy is at?
I mean,
because one time it was, I don't know, was it 2013? I don't know. One year I dropped the list, and I thought you weren't even paying attention to me because you was already out of here at this point. And then I didn't put you at number one. You instantly messaged me. It was like, oh, I'm not number one. I was like, oh shit, this nigga done responded.
Yeah. Like, man, I see more than what people think. I just don't usually comment to it or go too crazy on it. I mean, it really depends on what you're talking about. Like
as far as like where do you, like, is it disgusting if somebody don't put you up there as like that top nigga up there with the I'm gonna say all time.
If I'm not top 3, you're weird. I'm not top 3, you're weird. Yeah, I mean, just being real. If I'm not top 3, you're weird. Like,
it's disgusting. Yes.
I mean, but I guess it just depends on how you look at it, right? But as far as somebody creating a lane from scratch, making good music, and then touring the world, like, I don't know who else has done that and who's profited off the music, who has lived a life off of the music, who's helped as many people as I've helped, who gave back to the city, who's done everything that I've done in the time frame that I've done it. There's not one. There's not one other than your MC Magic or your things of that nature. And I know even that, like, I see people argue about the list all the time. At the end of the day, the list don't really matter. But at the end of the day, like, if you're really being realistic with yourself and you're stacking accolades, and you don't put me in top 3, you're weird.
That's real shit. Talk your shit, nigga. Now, your last project was Don't Want to Be Famous. That was there's a record on there where you was talking about how beauty can be bought now. Like, explain to me, because you dropped a lot of real life gems on that record. Like, what was the inspiration behind that record?
What's crazy is I really made that project in like a couple days. I wasn't planning on dropping it. It just was like, it was music that I had. It sounded different. It felt like it could be a project. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I just want to put this out. So yeah, as far as, it's exactly what the title says. It's like, don't want to be famous. Like, I don't think people understand, like, I don't want to be famous. And there's reasons why you should not want to be famous either. And the whole world is based around people trying to blow up on TikTok and this and that. And like I said, what is your goal? I ask young kids this all the time, because I have cats come up to me that have 2 million followers, but they're broke. They're super broke. And I'm like, damn, how are you monetizing this? And what are you doing? And what's the point? What is the point of really being famous? Or are you just addicted to social media and seeing your likes run up and seeing your comments run up? How can you turn that into something? Right? So that project basically was just talking about my experiences on fame, my experiences on life, and what's important and what's not. And you don't have to be famous to be a millionaire. And you don't have to be famous to be successful. And you don't have to be famous to be cool and be a good person. So that whole album is just like trying to open people's mind that like fame is not what you're actually, you think you're going after fame, but that's not what you're supposed to be going after. You're supposed to be going after longevity and success and love and happiness. And fame does not bring any of those things.
100%. 100%.
The Cash App is open. The Cash App is
100%. Now, I can't let you leave here without me asking you some Hatrix question. I don't know if it was in December. It was a cold night. What made you go ahead and ether Sincerely Collins? Why did you give this man so many bars that day? Collins, he had got mad at me because I keep it real. If some nigga gets cooked, I'm just going to say you got cooked and washed. Right. Why did you give him that smoke so severely?
It's the only diss track I've ever done, to be honest. And honestly, bro, like it was just crazy to me, right? Like everything I said in the song, that's what was wild about it. Like at the end of the day, Collins was like my guy, right? And he was the first person that I ever heard where I was just like especially in the city where I listened to his project and like I was insecure about mine almost. Like,
oh wow.
It was just like, you're really fucking good. You're doing something that I couldn't do. Yes, I can rap my ass off, but like the way you're putting music together was really dope at that time. So I'm just like, yo, you could really do something. You could really be something. And then so like every plug, every connect that I had, I used for him. And I purposely put him on shows I didn't have to put him on. I purposely, like, he used my DJ, he used my marketer, he used my videographer, he did all this shit. And then like, why, like, don't even go there, right? So that was really why it like hit me a little bit. I'm like, yo, you're weird. Like, this is weird. This was not a smart move. And then it's been so long that it's hard to really remember everything that happened with it. But it was like, we kind of squashed it. And then, well, first of all, both those songs I wrote in the same night, Sincerely and Bodied, which kind of poked at him a little bit too.
You wrote in the same night?
I wrote in the same night thinking that he was going to respond and then I was just going to drop the other one.
Okay.
And then I was just, no, I wasn't going to drop. I was going to delete all of his videos and then I was going to drop it.
Oh, shit.
So when he didn't really respond like that, I just liked the song. So I was like, I still got to put this out. This song's hard. Let me just put this out. But nah, man, the thing with Collins actually hurt my feelings because I was just like, I really rocked with you and I really gave you every resource and I really, really, really wanted you to win. Now I don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, now I don't want to use my resources on you because that was stupid of you to do. And now you'll never get a resource from me ever again, period. So that's really what it was. And I mean, at this point, like, Collins still works with a lot of people that I work with. Like, it's dope. He seems to be obviously a dope dad, a dope person, dope whatever. So best of luck to him. But yeah, from me, like, once you cross the line with me, like, I'm all or nothing. I love you, and then as soon as you act weird, nah, bro, like, I will never speak to you again.
When's your birthday? What sign are you?
Gemini.
Oh, you a Gemini. 2 signs. That's it.
Yes,
so did you think the diss track made him go into rapping about aliens? Because now, ever since the diss track, he started rapping about aliens now. Ever since that diss track, he had respectfully had funny style hair. It just everything changed for Collins after that.
Oh man, I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it, man. I don't know enough about it. Oh man, the craziest thing was like, I was at Disney World, so I didn't have any service. You're the real issue here. Let's be real. You're the issue. You damn near made that song more popping than the nerd rap. Like, I think I got more comments and more interaction on Facebook from Sincerely than I did from The Greatest, strictly because of you.
Oh man, salute to the Hatrix.
Strictly because of you. But so I'm at Disney World. I didn't even get any notifications because I got no service at Disney World. I get in the Uber, get back to the spot, like, and I'm like, oh wow, this is going crazy. This is going super crazy. Yeah,
it came out of nowhere. Like it literally came out of nowhere. It was after that, no nigga wanted to fuck with you lyrically on that level. I appreciate it. I know you can rap. I also want to ask you about the private jet life. How is it flying on a private jet? How is that life?
You gotta ask Ryan. Ryan's the private jet king. Ryan be out here going crazy. He was just talking to me. This how crazy Ryan is with the PJ life. And how it even started. The first PJ was sitting courtside at a game, being a fan of the Suns, and then another fan was just like, yo, you want to go sit on a private jet to go to the next game in Milwaukee? And Ryan just jumps and does it. So you got to ask Ryan. Ryan's the king of the private jet life.
God damn. And what's your relationship like with the Suns? Because you, Devin Booker, like, what's your relationship like with them?
Yeah, I mean, we've just done a lot of work over the years. So it started in the form of the commercial and doing merchandise for them when I had the Sheesh World clothing. So like we had our line in the Suns arena. So it started as that, then the commercial, halftime performances, theme song. And now it's just like we're just mad cool with everybody, you know, with I don't want to say we're cool with all the players, but like pretty cool with all the players, pretty cool with all the staff. We print a lot of their merchandise now. They do events with us. So like, yeah, I mean, we're super tapped in, and it's just really, honestly, if you really want to make it in anything, it's just going above and beyond for your friendships and your relationships. And so when the Suns asked us to do anything, it was like they expected us to do something, and we always just over delivered it, you know? So everything that we ever do when we're trying to do business is just cool. Let's over deliver. So the next time it just goes even crazier, and they want to keep working with us because it's, once again, it's the longevity. It's not about grabbing the quick bag and like, oh yeah, if y'all want me to do the theme song, actually, I'm gonna charge this much. It's like, nah, I'm gonna give you a theme song. Here's some custom merch I made for y'all. Here's another song. Here's this, and let's rock. Oh yeah, we have a print shop. We can print y'all shit. All the dudes there rock like dope shoes. Cool, like Will Shaw with the shoes. My sister's boyfriend details all their cars. Like it goes that deep to where it's like, yo, over deliver, and people will always fuck with you.
That's what's up, man. Did you like Rally the Valley? Did you like that song? Was that? Did you like Rally the Valley?
Oh, Dan G's joint.
Yes.
Rally the Valley. It suits its purpose. It does exactly what it's supposed to do.
I'm fucking with you, man. I want to ask you, how was it getting married? How was it like settling down with one queen and finding like, this is my queen right here? I want to give her my last name. That's a beautiful thing. My goal is to get married here very soon. I believe in marriage. It's a beautiful thing. How was that tying the knot?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I was stressed.
You stressed out?
I was stressed. It's just something, it's a lifelong commitment. Like, you know, I grew up in a broken home. And so one of my biggest fears in life was always like coming from a broken home and having that happen again, you know? And so the thought of being with somebody, having a child with somebody, and then like it not working out always was like my biggest fear in life. So yeah, I was stressed. And then when I got married, honestly, I just felt so relieved. When you close all those doors and you know that you just got the one person in your corner that's always going to have your back no matter what. And like, I put her through the ringer. Like I've known her for 10 years. So I've put her through the ringer. We haven't been together for 10. We've been together for 3, but she's seen me in my worst phases. And like, I've been a dog. So now that like I'm actually with her and we've been able to grow through so many things, and like I helped her grow up and she helped me grow up, there's nobody else that like I want to do this shit with. So it's cool to be able to close every door and just have the security and knowing that I could do whatever and she's there.
That's what's up, man. Let's say, God forbid y'all break up or separate. How quick could she go to Miami on a girl's trip after the breakup? How quick could she go to Miami?
I mean, she's a beautiful girl, so she could do whatever she wants, but like she's so in her faith with God, and she's not that type of person.
I say 2 years.
and nah, she's not going.
See, real nigga right there. Real nigga right there.
That's really not even an option. Like it's not an option. The way I was committed to my music is the way that I'm committed to her, where like it's the only option is seeing this through. And like we've really found a way to where even when we like there's problems and solutions in a relationship, and like there's nothing in between. If there's a problem, let's work on the solution and nothing else. There's nothing else. That's how we are. Like, it's just, I love you, you love me. We're together. We're going to be together. We have a son to raise, and here we are. There's no going back. Can't happen. I won't allow it to happen. And neither will she.
That's what's up. J-Rob and the Prosper Fog said you and him have beef. I don't know what that's about. Have you ever dropped 30 points on J-Rob's head before? Have you ever cooked him on a basketball court before?
I don't think J-Rob's ever been on the court with me. J-Rob has witnessed me drop 30 points on niggas before, but I don't think he's ever stepped on the court with your boy.
Oh man, I definitely got to go over to your compound and play basketball with you and Ryan, so I could post y'all niggas up one time, man. My post game is real in these streets, man.
I've seen the little poverty stories on. I've seen the poverty footwork on your story a couple times.
The nasty poverty footwork. I don't want to keep you too long, man. I appreciate you for coming on to my platform and blessing me with this interview. I've always wanted to talk to you, but I always wanted to be at a status where I can talk to you and make it make sense. Once again, I'm happy that you are at peace with this music shit. I'm glad that you just making the bag. You a millionaire. You've definitely lived the dream. You definitely an inspiration. And I want all artists, make sure y'all go to indieamplify.com. Sign up right now if you're serious about this shit. Anything else that you got next that you want to go ahead and shout out, my brother?
Nah, man, that's really it. indieamplify.com. Everything you'll ever need as an artist is on there or will be on there in the coming months. You know, and just at the end of the day, I think just us both being from Arizona, I think people need to realize, and one thing I've always tried to say, you know, is I don't hate nobody. We on the Hatrix. I don't hate nobody. I never have. I've never had ill will towards nobody out here. And every time somebody from here wins, we all win. And I've always loved to see it. I've never been upset when you see Young re-sign with French Montana, clap your fucking hands. You know, like when you see Merkham's on Sway, clap your hands. When you see J-Rob have that event he just had the other night, clap your hands. Like when you see Ali Dominique on Netflix, clap your hands. And there's a bunch of artists that live here that are doing things. There's this artist named Sick World who has 2 million monthly listeners. Vinjay, who lives here. Oswin, Chris, all these different artists. Like, we should be the next place to go crazy. Like, Arizona should be the next place to really blow up. There's a ton of artists from Alexis getting songs with T-Pain and Snow the Product. Like, we should be the next place. So at the end of the day, just know everybody here got my support. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to talk to you every day or whatever. I got a life to live. But at the end of the day, know that, like, I rock with everybody, and I wish the best for everybody. And hopefully the platforms that I'm building help artists get to the next level inside and outside of Arizona. So yeah, that's it.
That's what's up, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the Hatrix, man. You always have a home here, and keep flourishing, my brother. God bless you on 100.
Peace.
Man, Futuristic.